So, how do you make 100% certain that the website you built for your contractor or home service business actually moves the needle and works for your business and pushes the business profile that you created on Google towards the top of the search results in that map listing of the three pack? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys exactly what I strongly believe that Google's looking for when you build out a website for a contractor home service business that you connect to that Google business profile. As a matter of fact, I created this template and a structure to follow to make 100% certain that Google picks up that information and relays it to the Google business profile. So I'm going to show you exactly how this whole template works, how you should structure your website to give you the best opportunity to push that listing towards the top of the search results. What up there, guys? This is here once again with Get Busy LLC, helping contractors and home service business owners to understand this internet thing, SEO, Google Map listing, website design to get their business found online and generate more business for their business. So in this video, I want to talk about my new structure, my new website structure and template that I'm going to be using from this point forward, and really trying to make you guys understand what I am discovering here with this Google algorithm, especially specifically the Google Map listings. Like I tell people all the time, it's the Google business profiles, the map listings. It's getting to that three pack or bust for your business. Fortunately, as a contractor and home service business owner, there's some industries where it's not very difficult at all to get into some of those map listings, but there is some industries that are much more difficult, stuff like plumbing, HVAC repair, way more difficult compared to contract for concrete or asphalt paving. So I'm going to share with you guys exactly how you should structure your website from this point forward. And this template that I'm going to show you guys is designed to match your Google business profile. Like I explained in my previous video, what I am discovering is that Google is basically just, basically punching us in the nose and telling us exactly how it wants us to build the websites. It wants us to structure them in a way that matches the Google business profile. So this is what this template is going to be all about. I'm going to show you, explain to you the best way that I can to show you a simple way on how to understand what Google's trying to do with the Google business profile and match it with the website that you have built out. So let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. So as I explained this whole diagram, the display, as a matter of fact, if you guys want a copy of this in the description below, I have a link. You can have the printout of this right here. You can download the PDF, print it out. It's kind of good to kind of look at it so you can, like me, it helps me visualize it in my mind. So when I start building out the website, it makes a hell of a lot more sense. So like I said, in the link description below, you can get a copy of this PDF. So here's what I mean with the website structure, right? Let's go back here on matching building a website that matches the Google business profile, which is what I am beginning to see, beginning to understand, and beginning to learn. And I think this is the way to build things moving forward. So when you build out your Google business profile, Google gives you categories to pick for your business, right? So this is for an example for an asphalt paving or a paving company. Usually their main category, when I talk to a paving contractor, I always tell them paving contractor should be your main category if you're doing everything, concrete, all that good stuff. If you're just asphalt, then that's all you do, just stick with asphalt. But a paving company, their main category should be paving contractor, asphalt contractor, and these are secondary categories: asphalt contractor, concrete contractor, road construction company. Usually for paving companies, this is pretty much all you need. Again, it depends on what else they do. If they do grading and paving, there's a category for grading and paving. There's things like that. So let me show you a Google business profile to show you this really quick. So here's a bogus business profile I set up a long time ago when I was trying to do the rank and rent type of websites, where I learned a lot of my SEO skills, by the way. But right here, I have this. I've had this for years, just sitting here. It's not doing anything, but it's a good way to show you guys what I mean. So when you go to edit your profile right here, this is where you pick your categories. You see what I'm saying? Business category. And so you click on this little pencil. The only reason this is showing right here because I have a plugin called uh, GMB Everywhere. So it's going to give you some stuff. It's a plugin on Chrome that's going to show you a bunch of stuff for your Google business profile. So just ignore it. This is not going to be on there when you do this yourself. So you see the main business category for this bogus business that I created is a carpet cleaning service. And you can see that's the primary category. And if you want to add another category, like I'm just going to type in stuff for like cleaning. There is gutter cleaning. All right. So let's say gutter cleaning. That's part of my cleaning services. I do another one Let's do house cleaning. See if there's one for house cleaning. House cleaning. There it is. Right. Let's see if there's any other ones under any other cleaning. Let's see here. Let's see. Pool tile cleaning. There you go. You see what I'm saying? So now I have all of these additional categories. And then when I go to set up the Google Business profile, when I save all of this, I'm not going to save it because it's probably going to, how do you say, suspend this listing. But I need this for an example. So then when you have your services, what it's going to do is going to show all the services underneath each category. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about. So now understanding all of that. So let's go ahead and go to my template here to show you. So here's that template, right? So my main service was carpet cleaning. That's my primary category is carpet cleaning plus my location in Paso Robles, right? And then what did I say? I had those other categories, which were house cleaning. So I built out a page for house cleaning category plus my location, which is Paso Robles where I live. And from that point forward, I branch out and I create 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sub pages under the house cleaning category. And then what I have another one, tile cleaning. I'll create another category for tile cleaning in Paso Robles. And from tile cleaning, I go and branch out and build out 2, 3, 4, or 5 or 6 different pages under the category of tile cleaning. And if I need ideas or anything like that, you can just go on ChatGPT and ask it, hey, give me some more subcategories under tile cleaning. Plus, if you're in the cleaning business, you probably know all this shit anyways. You probably know how to do the grout cleaning. You know how to do the tile polishing, different types of tile, whatever, right? So that's what you do with this business, right? So when it came to the asphalt paving, it's actually quite simple. So my main service is paving contractor plus Paso Robles. And then I branch off to where it says asphalt contractor Paso Robles. And from there, I branch off and create 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 pages under the category of asphalt contractor. And then I have another category of concrete contractor. So I branch off from my homepage, paving to concrete contractor, which branches off down here into 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 subcategories under concrete. For example, concrete driveways, concrete parking lot, concrete repairs, concrete gutters, concrete slabs, concrete curbs, concrete retaining walls. Then you go and branch out right here for road construction. Under that category of road construction, I go down here and I build out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages under road construction. And then from this main page here, my main service of paving contractor, this is where I built out pages under the category of paving contractor in general. This is why you see this diagram. They don't branch out. They connect directly to this. These right here are for this business. And then even this, I ran out of room, but you can create even subcategories under some of these right here. The point is to build out as many pages as possible here. Just with paving contractor, I can see just for a foundation, you're probably going to need a minimum of like 28 to 35 pages, depending on what the business does, a cleaning service or something like that. So this is how you should structure your website that will match the Google business profile. So let me give you one more example because I was talking to a guy who does lawn care and landscaping services, exactly what he should do. So like I said earlier, I put in a plugin called Google GMB Everywhere. You attach it to your Chrome browser right here, and it's going to give you all of this information here. So that way you can see your competition's different categories that they've selected. You can see their main category and their subcategories, their secondary categories on their listing. So I put in landscaping in Santa Barbara. I was talking to a guy who does landscaping, lawn care, and that good stuff. And I told them, this is what you need to do in order to structure out your website to give you the best chances to get, just build more authority with your site. You connect to your business profile, and it's going to give you a much better chance of ranking on Google. So I typed in landscaping in Santa Barbara, and you're going to see some of the top one. I'm going to take a look at this one. So I explained to him, look at your top competitors. They're all landscaper, landscaper, landscaper. So your main category, your primary category should be landscaper. So then your page will be called, professional landscaper in your town. That's your main category, and that's your main homepage. But you can see these guys did debris removal service. They did gardener. They did gutter cleaning, irrigation equipment supplier, landscape designer, lawn care service, pressure washing services, property maintenance, and you can look at the other ones, landscape architect. Let's see what some of these other guys are saying. Construction company, general contractor. Let's see what else they got here. Kitchen remodel, we probably don't want to do that. Tree service, stuff like that. And I told them only select the categories that are, that you offer, that you as the business owner offer. If you can't be putting pressure washing in here if you don't do pressure washing. So just pick the ones that you want. Pick one, two, three, four, five, or six of these that pertain to your business. And then that's what you're going to do. This is what you're going to use to build out your website. So then you go back to my design here, my template, and my structure. So in his situation, I would put main service, let's pretend it's my town, a landscaping contractor, a professional landscaping in Paso Robles. And then from there, I'd branch off to those subcategories, the secondary categories, which one was one of those irrigation installation expert. I put that in there, technically be sprinkler repair, and I'd branch off into how I fix 3, 4, 5 different types of sprinklers. I'd make a page for each one of those that branches off from the irrigation page. Then you have the lawn care. You branch off to here, category number 2, lawn care service. Lawn care service, I go in here and I provide lawn care service. I could provide edging. I provide weekly service. I could provide bi-weekly service, whatever the hell you can think of under lawn care service. And then you branch off another one for the category of, let's say, tree trimming. Tree trimming services, you go over here, we trim this type of trees, these tall trees, we trim bushes, we remove trees, we remove stumps, things like that. And then under landscaping, landscape design, and you start building pages for all of that as well. So you can see how this is exactly how Google's wanting us to build out the website that is directly reflecting the Google business profile that you have set up with them. Because like I said, when you build out that Google business profile, you're going to pick out that primary category plus the secondary ones. And then when you go to the business profile, it's going to ask you to fill out all the services under each category. So I hope all of that makes sense. Right? I hope I'm not confusing the hell out of you with all of this stuff, but this is exactly how you should be structuring your website to give your Google business profile the best opportunity of getting it to rank towards the top of those map listings, that 3-pack of Google. So I hope I was able to make you understand and kind of visualize exactly how Google's map listings algorithm is kind of looking at websites that you connect to that listing. And it's crazy to me to think about because over the years, like I said, I've been building out websites for years, usually for smaller businesses and smaller markets. Businesses aren't super competitive, but I've always structured out websites with subcategories and things like that and kind of did it almost like on accident. But now that I'm learning even more about how this whole thing works, I could see that I was kind of following in the right path. I was kind of seeing exactly, I was doing what Google was asking for. And that's why I was able to get so many websites, business profiles to rank so well and so for so many business owners in the past. And now that I know even more, I got a real strong feeling that I'm going to do even better following the structure. Again, if you guys want this, it's in the description below. You just print out, there's a link for it. You can print that out and get a visual for that. So, and the thing is too, is that you can't just haphazardly just build some slop, crappy ass pages. Every single page has to be SEO optimized. You got to have the proper title, proper meta description, the H1 title tag, the H2s and 3s title tags, the content on each page. I try to write at least like 1,000 words of good, solid content for even the most minuscule page. Like I've built a page for like curbs, concrete curbs, and I wrote, 800 to 1,000, 1,200 words for concrete curbs. But that's just the level that you need to do. And that's how you beat out your competition. There's sometimes I go in some really, really competitive markets, like some plumbers in some big, big, large markets. And some of the pages, they have 200 pages, 250 pages on their site. And it's no wonder they're ranking extremely well. Plus, they're getting backlinks, plus, they're getting reviews, plus, they're getting all of that stuff that you need in order to rank on Google. That's what it really takes. And the crazy thing is that when you get started, let's say you're new and you get started, you don't really need, at least start off with your home, about, and contact page and maybe like 4 or 5 pages just to get started. And you can progress and build out pages more and more. You build out another category page and then some subcategories underneath that, build another one, subcategories underneath that. You could do it monthly, you could do it weekly, you could do it whenever you can. Start structuring out the pages and make sure they link to one another so Google understands they're under the same category. That's another thing I'll talk about more in another video all the linking that needs to be done. So Google understands they're all like little clusters of their own. Like I said, asphalt paving is just all asphalt paving. Concrete contractors, all concrete contractor. Road construction is all road construction. Same with the lawn care guy. You got a section just for lawn care services, edging, trimming, things like that. And you got another one for irrigation, for sprinkler repair, sprinkler heads, sprinkler, those rotating ones, whatever the hell, anything to do with that sprinkler stuff. That's how you should structure the site. So Google understands that you know your shit when it comes to your service and in your location. And another thing I'm learning too is once you start building all that out, then you start building location pages to further emphasize to Google that not only are you good at what you do in your town, you're good at what you do in the surrounding towns that you offer those services as well. So if you guys want to learn how to do all this stuff for yourself, just go to the description below. I have links to my training. You can build out your own website. You can start building out your own pages. I have the ChatGPT prompts to show you how to write the content, all that good stuff. It's all in the description below. You don't want to deal with any of this crap. You just want somebody to build out your website for you. Again, in the link in the description, you get some pricing on what I charge for websites. The basic one, building pages, a more advanced one. If you want to go with 30, 40, 50 pages, you could do that as well. Eventually, you're going to have to do it anyways. So either you have to pay somebody to do it or you're going to have to do it yourself. That's just the way that it is. There's no getting around it. Unless you're in a town, I always tell people, you're a town with 25,000 people and you're a carpet cleaning business, you probably don't need much. Homepage, about page, and maybe some subcategory pages, and that's it. Maybe 6, 7, 8 pages will do it. You'd be good to go. But if you're in a town with like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, you really have to get in the ring and fight and put in a bunch of pages. And not only that, you got to start looking at the backlinks. You got to get the reviews. There's things you need to do further than that. But the foundation, you need to have a solid website, proper structure, properly outlined that matches the Google business profile with a shit ton of pages that will dominate and tell Google that you know your shit when it comes to your service and in your location. So if you guys want to know more about this stuff, all that stuff in the description below. There's printouts down there as well. And that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time.